Is there a way to help to maintain or restore the equilibrium in your own life so that you're better able to withstand the emotional and psychological effects of the current chaos that's going on in the world? That's what I want to talk about today. And I'll offer you a few well-being strategies as well as a free resource to get you started. Because, let's face it, the world might be out of balance, but you don't have to be. Hello, I am Arlene Timber Henry, and on this channel, I talk about healthy eating and healthy lifestyle changes, particularly relating to nutrition for women over 40. Thanks for stopping by. Maybe you've noticed if you turn on the TV, I don't really watch TV, but maybe you do, or any type of news, the newspaper, the radio, your, what's it called, social media feed, you can't very well turn any of that on or open any of that without being bombarded with all of the craziness that's currently taking place all across the world. You have the ongoing Russian invasion of the Ukraine. We have civil uprisings, civil unrest, wars and famines in Africa. We have the fighting in the Middle East, other parts of Asia. There is crazy weather all across the Caribbean, all across Central and South America, all across other parts of the world, even into Europe. We hear about the assassinations and the killings and the kidnappings in Haiti. We know there is racial tension. We know there are school shootings. And perhaps most recently, what has been taking over the news, the last presidential election that pretty much has affected everyone, everywhere. And all of it taken together is enough to just make your head spin. But until and unless you understand and realize that taking all of this trauma in every day in the instancy and the constancy of the social media and mainstream media feeds, until we understand that that is essentially taking a very, very direct toll on our mental psyche, on our well-being, on our feelings of balance, until we understand that, it's going to be very difficult for us to feel like we are in balance. So what can we do about that? I am going to give you 3 strategies that I want you to do to gain or to regain the mental steadiness, the mental readiness, and the emotional stability you need to face these crazy, unprecedented times head on. The first thing I want you to do is to turn off the news. Stay away from the news. And you say, Arlene, how can I do that? Simple. You can stay ahead and abreast and up to date on the news and what's going on around you or in the world without being consumed by the news, without being one of those persons who turns on the news first thing in the morning, and then you have to catch the 6 o'clock news in the evening or the 9 o'clock news in the evening, and you have to take in the 10 o'clock news before you go to bed, and then the next day you do the same thing, so that it's a constant influx of news. And most of it, for most of us, it's not news of the good kind. It's all of the horrors going on in the world. So that's the first thing I want you to do. Turn off the news. Stay away from the news. I don't watch TV, like I said, but I am still up to date. I still know what's going on simply because I just pay attention to the headlines. And if there is something that I need to know more about, certainly someone is going to tell me, or I know how to find it without constantly being having the news on all the time in the background 24/7. So that's number one. The second thing I would love for us to consider is to think of something or someone outside of ourselves. And that is to connect with a cause or causes beyond ourselves. A bigger purpose, something that will take our attention and our intention off of ourselves into something else. So it could be volunteering, for example. And volunteering doesn't have to be a full-time job. Volunteering can be as simple as doing something for someone else or other people once a month, once every 2 months, once a quarter. Just something that allows you to connect with another person or other persons, or it could be non-persons. It could be plants or pets or a cleanup project. Something that will take your thoughts away from what is going on within you and around you as an individual or a person. Connect with something or someone that is a little bigger than you. Or it could be you take on a project, something with a child, a school, an after-school program, a daycare program. Someone might be in need of a sitter for their elderly parent, or you might have friends who have a senior citizens group. You could help with those activities. You could volunteer to read at a school or at the library. I remember doing that with my son, going to help out at the library for reading hour on a Saturday morning. I've helped out with senior citizens group on a Saturday afternoon. You could visit someone. I know a person who has been over the years sitting with an elderly person once a week, helping that person to comb her hair. There are so many reasons and so many ways that you can do something outside of yourself. So that's number 2. And the final thing that I want you to focus on is feeding and nourishing yourself, your body with clean, healthy food. As clean and as healthy as you possibly can. What that does is that builds and strengthens your immune system so that you are well, you feel good, you think better, you are able to process stress better. The stress that comes from all the bad news, from all the things that are going on. You're better able to do that. When you're better able to do that, then those news items, those crises that happen are not going to affect you as much. I created a guide that is specifically designed to help you with doing just that, finding the right foods to eat, to buy, to cook, so that your body is well nourished from the inside out and you're better able to take on some of those life stresses that I mentioned earlier. You can get this guide if you type the word guide in the comments. I'll send it to you free of cost. GUIDE, just type that into the comments and I'll let you have that as soon as possible. While you're there in the comments, also let me know what are some of those things that you do to protect your well-being and to keep your emotional balance when things seem out of kilter. Go ahead and do that, and I will see you soon.